Walking through a stormy night, whispers say I'll lose the fight, but I've got a fire that's burning bright. No chains can hold my flight. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky. Doubts like shadows in my mind, but I won't let my spirit bind. I climb the heights I'm meant to find, leaving their fears far behind. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky. They can throw their stones so cold, but my heart's a lock of gold. Their voices wake against the bold. I stand my ground and I unfold. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky. They can throw the stones so cold, but my heart's a lock of gold. Their voices weak against the bold. I stand my ground and I unfold. Haters try to bring me down, but I rise above the ground. I spread my wings, I fly so high, their words can't dim my sky.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone had an amazing night. We had a great tech Q&A last night. Covered a lot of amazing and interesting topics. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. This is the Coffee and Kata Morning Show. We are learning large language models. Yesterday we had a question about how to go from back-end software engineer to a AI engineer, and I would say that this show won't take you from a back-end engineer to a AI engineer, but it will give you some insight on the things that you will be doing, doing large language model engineering, AI engineering, prompt engineering, things like that, because we use it all. But part of the answer yesterday was that for me personally, I don't think there's that big of a jump from being a back-end software engineer to being an AI or working on AI and large language models. They are, to me, they are very closely related. Like me as a QA engineer, I've been able to pick up on all this large language model AI stuff, building my own workflows, working with my tech barbarians to use AI and large language models to build a application that is going to help people prepare for interviews. So I think a lot of times what happens is we get so what's the word I'm looking for? Like single-minded, single-tracked, that we don't see how our skills will translate into other things, right? So let me put this lower third up real quick. We'll go with that right there. Boom. All right. So we are learning AI, large language models, all that good stuff. Okay. Let's get through some very, very quick announcements before we actually get to work. And as I'm working today, I'm going to be giving some commentary on some of the conversation, like on particularly one of the conversations from last night, because I was thinking about it today. I'm like, I can use this as an example, right? But let me get through this real quick. So we are going to be premiering our presentation on tokenization. I did a little bit different than normal. I'm just trying some things out, trying to be a little bit more efficient, trying to add more value. So we're going to be talking about how tokens work in large language models, how they're broken up and stuff like that. And we'll definitely do some more follow-ups in the future as we continue to learn more about tokens and stuff like that. Because if you are building an application that uses AI, such as, let's say you're using Gemini, OpenAI, Perplexity, Anthropic, like I am, then it is going to cost, and you need to understand. So when you're pricing your SaaS application, your service as a software application, you can properly price it so that you do not have overwhelming, like you don't end up losing money based on what you're working on. All right. So we're going to be talking about tokenization, a little intro to tokenization at noon today. So I look forward to seeing you there. And tomorrow I won't be live, but I will be playing I'm going to be putting together a throwback video from when we were learning more about cybersecurity back in like sometime maybe early last year, late 2023. So you'll get to see an old video of me. I think I'm going to do the one where we're learning Grafana. And go from there, right? So I'm going to put that together. That's going to be for tomorrow night, our ethical hacking night. We're going to be looking into an older video of mine. So that's what's coming next. Saturday, we're probably not going to have a show Saturday morning, just because I will be on my way back from traveling and all that good stuff. All right. So that is our upcoming plans for the next couple of days. Anything else before we get started? Of course, you know the usual: like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out techcoachralph.dev if you want exclusive content, if you want to join the Team TechCoach page Discord and work with amazing people, and if you need one-on-one coaching, you can become a tech barbarian or a tech prodigy member based on your needs, and we will run it up that way. All right, let me check the chat really quick and see who we have in the building. And I am on a timer by the great Rock the Scrub Roxy. Of course, this software I'm getting so upset with this every single time. I'm going to have to follow up with these people because this is really starting to get on my last nerve. All right, every time let me behave. All right. Let me behave. But we have Roxy with a timer saying 8:15. I'm doing the best that I can. I am doing the best that I can. And Roxy says, "Good morning, Tech Coach Ralph, and all of y'all." And finally, we are here. We are live. Thank you so much for your support, Roxy. You are truly appreciated. And I always thank you for the service that you're doing, taking care of our veterans. So thank you so much to you. And Roxy says, gloss it up. I was like, you know what? I wish I could remake the song Icy into Glossy. You guys know the song by Gucci Mane, Icy. I'm like, I'm so glossy. And we have my guy Magnetar up early out there in the Pacific time zone, saying Sith Coach Ralph and Roxy, what's up to you, Magnetar? It is currently like 5:28, 5:30 over there for Magnetar. So salute to you, Magnetar, for being with us this early in the morning. We got my guy, the nourishing word himself. Rod Brown says, good morning to you as well, Rod Brown. And Magnetar says, you made an AI tutor so it can teach math. We're gonna find out. We are. So this project for this course, they wanted us to create some type of AI tutor type thing that you can ask it questions, and you'll see it in a few minutes. And I suppose it should be able to help with math too. I suppose, I don't know. We can definitely prompt it to ask about math. So that's a great question. Let's see. Magnus says, I'm up by accident. It's 5. That's what I was saying. Like, wow, Magnus, you are up early. Let's see. And Roxy says, go with the flow. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna jump into continue working on this project, but I'll give some commentary in between as I'm working on this because so just some conversation. Like I just want you to see, based on one of the interactions in the chat yesterday, how pretty much why it is so hard for people to be able to land these tech jobs, and then they complain about it, right? So, but let's jump into this work, and then we'll have a conversation while I'm working on this. Okay, so we are over here, and we're gonna go to boom right there. All right, so this is the project that we're working on. So I'll just give you a quick recap. End of week 1 exercise to demonstrate your familiarity with OpenAI and Olama, which we're not going to be using Olama because it's going to slow down my computer. It says build a tool that takes a technical question and responds with an explanation. This tool that this is a tool that you'll be able to use. You're able to use yourself during this course. All right. So one thing that I like to do is avoid using the code from previous days and previous projects, so that way it can force my mind to think and to like it stimulates my mind. All right. So what I'd rather do is like search it on Google and stuff like that. Even if I'm getting the answer from Google's like AI type stuff, I'd rather look for it over there instead of looking through previous days work. All right. And so what I basically what we did was, so we have to build this tool that takes technical questions. So first thing that we did on Monday, we installed, well, not the first thing, but we installed and upgraded OpenAI. We installed Markdown. So we did our package installations. And we started importing stuff. So we imported OpenAI, of course. We imported the OS so that we can read the environment variables. We imported the .env to read the .env file. Imported Markdown so that we can display properly. We're not using this Markdown actually, so we don't need this one. We imported from Python display Markdown and display, and then we load the .env variables. All right. So then we said, all right, we need to set our OpenAI key, which we have here, and we set our model. So we have we have the model GPT. We'll end up adding Gemini afterwards, but here is where we start to do the work. I need help from GPT. So that's our method for OpenAI, and then we pass in the question. And we got an answer the first time, but then they wanted us to stream it. So we're working on getting it to stream. And last time when we were working on it, so we're passing this question. Please explain what this code is. Yield from book.getAuthor for book in books if you get author, right? And what ended up happening was it said that there were no attributes or responses. So we're going to be looking into that today to try to fix that up. All right. But we have a message we have a chat that I have to stop and address really quick. So we got my guy Rod Brown says, y'all pray for me today. I have an interview for a director position this afternoon. I am nervous. So first, I will say that we are all praying for your success and for you to get this position, all that good stuff, Rod Brown. However, Rod Brown, I will say, for the part that you're nervous, I understand being nervous is normal and stuff like that. However, Rod Brown, you have the nourishing word on your side. And I will say that if it's for you, then it's for you. Be confident, practice, practice and stuff like that. But you need to calm the nerves, as Roxy says. May God calm your nerves and guide your words. But you have a powerful force, and you are very very smart, and you can articulate yourself very very well. So practice, but I don't think you have anything to be nervous about, because if it's for you, then it's for you. And trust in yourself and trust in God to guide your answers. All right, but Rod Brown, that you don't have anything to be nervous about, because because you don't, because you have a very very powerful force behind you, Rod Brown. All right, so I just wanted to say that and give you that little bit of encouragement to my guy Rod Brown. Everybody, let's pray and cheer and clap it up for my guy Rod Brown and wish him the best on his interview for that director position.
Let's get it. We the best.
We are the best. We are the best, Rod Brown. So you know what you know, and you're gonna do what you have to do. Okay. So with that being said, let's get into working on this. Right. So it says OpenAI has no attribute responses. Let's see what we got going on here. So something is happening in here where it's saying it has no attribute responses. So let's do a search real quick, which I know we did this the other day, but let's see. OpenAI stream responses. And it should just be, oh, let me get this one actually. It should just be something in here. So it says client, so stream, client responses create, right? And then stream equals true. For event and stream, print stream. Okay, fair enough. So if we are looking at here, client responses dot create, stream equals client dot responses dot create, and we have OpenAI. It says client equals OpenAI. So I'm gonna move this over here. This is the same link actually, right? So OpenAI. So from OpenAI import OpenAI, client equals OpenAI, client responses create. Why would that not be there? Input. Let's see. We have our model. Input. Stream. Oh, wait a second. Let me make sure. All right, let me make sure I close that the right way. No, that's correct. We have input, stream equals true, and then we close the parenthesis. So why is it saying that? Why is it saying that my let me see. I mean, I can do this again, but okay. Event print display. Okay. If I go here, OpenAI has no attribute responses. This is one of the reasons that I actually like working in an IDE instead of like Jupyter notebooks, because in the IDE I can investigate this client.responses. So OpenAI has no attribute response. So that doesn't make any sense. Let's go here. Let's see. OpenAI. So I'm getting So let's look at this again because we have a little bit more time to investigate this. I'm getting an attribute error. OpenAI has no attribute responses when I try to use the new responses API. Any hints on what I'm doing wrong? I had a problem with it. See that I don't have a problem with the VNV. We did this. That didn't do anything for us. And I believe we streamed before with OpenAI. This was 7 days ago. This was actually 7 days ago. That's fair. I mean, but they said they had a problem with their VNV environment. I honestly don't think it's a problem with our VNV environment. All right, let's see what this person did. So they did mini tools input. Okay. You may need to reload the notebook after installing the new. Oh, really? That's weird. Okay, well, whatever that means, let's try to reload the new notebook. Let's go and do restart kernel, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. So and let's say, do I want to do this? Well, let's try it with this reloading the kernel. Let's see if anything else happens from here. Because it worked perfectly fine without the streaming. It's when we tried to update to the streaming, that's when it started to go crazy on us. Okay, we got that. Let's do our OpenAI key. Let's do our LLM. Let's do this one. So we get here, and we try this one. Huh. I guess that's all we had to do. Okay, so we're not getting errors. Cool. So I guess we had to reload the kernel. So that's fixed now. So now let's continue to work on this. So if we look at our documentation here, it says, all right, so print event for event in stream. Print event. Okay, what is the breakdown for the event so that we can actually get it to print out what we're looking for? So we're printing event, and inside of event we have output. So we're looking for the okay, certainly, exclamation point. Let's break down so is it the delta that we're looking for? Output text delta? I think so. Okay. All right. So in that case, we're going to be printing out the output text delta. So they say event, right? And I'm guessing the event is just the whole JSON response or whatever they want to call this, right? So we need to drill down into getting this delta response at some point. Let's do over here. let's go for, so now how are we going to drill down into this? Completion choices 0 message content. We will have to read the response. So response output text delta. So let's go. So let's do that. We're gonna go for here, and we shall say display response. Is it? Oh, could it be a response? I don't think it's a response. Wait. I don't think it's going to be a response because we have to use the events. Maybe it's event dot. Possibly event. So let's try that. I'm going to try putting, let's see what error, let's see if it errors out. But I'm going to try with event dot response dot output text. Let's try that, all right? So let's go here. And we're going to go here. And okay, so we get an error. str object has no attribute of delta. So what if we take off delta for now? Let's see if we take out delta, what we get. And we get response output item added has no attribute of, all right, so let's do all right, so the type of event always response dot created. How do we so all right, so let's say open AI stream output. Check Stack Overflow. A lot of times Stack Overflow is a lot easier to comprehend. All right, so stream messages, client OpenAI, response equals client.chat, completion messages, or completions create. Wait, so are you saying I could just use the same exact thing? So why does Python? All right, so this is an error that you're having. All right, so when you use stream equals true in OpenAI API call, it streams back data incrementally. The response object is irritable that yields chunks of data as they are generated. Okay. For SSE chunk in a response, content dot, okay, so it's SSE chunk, so it's going to be event dot choices 0 delta content. All right, so let's try that. So it's going to be event, but I don't see a choices in there though. Unless I should be using completions dot create. We could try that. Let me see. So let's see if we were to do, because we did change that. But we were still. Choice, so it still uses choices. delta. So let me just print, let me print out the event again. Just want to see what we're getting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this response, and I'm going to leave this response here, and I'm going to create a new cell. That way we can compare the two with one another. All right, so response. Response. So let me try to, I'm gonna change this a little bit, right? I'm gonna change this to similar to what they have here, where they're saying client chat completions dot create to see if our output is any different. Client chat completion. Completions. Messages, stream push. All right, so let's go to, let me try this real quick. Enter. All right, so let's try this again. And this error is missing required arguments, either expected messages or an model, or messages, model, and stream. So instead of input, let's change that to messages. Ooh. Oh, wait. And let's go here. Ooh. What did I do? There it is. What did I do with this one? View. I don't know. Just add another one. I had some shortcut that changed it from. All right. Ah, okay. Okay. So now we're getting different results. So now we should be able to, so I don't know. It's like, that's why I get nervous about the documentation that we get from these. Honestly, a lot of times I trust Stack Overflow a lot more than I trust the documentation of these providers, because they'll document it the way that they see that it should be used, but then people who actually use it say, oh, this works a lot easier. So if we say that we're going to be doing, if I take choices delta.content, all right, so we keep events and we say dot choices dot delta dot content. What does this display? So let's try that, see what we get. Oh, look at that. So we have stuff coming through. Not exactly the way that we want it, but it's coming through. Next up, we would want to, how do we connect them to one another? What if we say, instead of display, Let me reprocess this one. Oh shoot, that's not what I want to do. I want to print both of these actually. That way I can see what I'm working with. All right, so content this, choices delta choice, content this. Okay. Where is this none coming from? Because we're printing out display event choices delta dot content. Am I returning something? I'm not returning anything. Let's see. What's good, Fanny P? Good morning to you, Fanny. How is your week going? How is your week going, Fanny? Hopefully everything is going well with you. Looking forward to hearing from you very, very soon. Anything that I missed? Nope, we're still good to go. All right, cool. Let's see. Where's that none coming from? So, if we say so let's say how to stream open AI response Python. How to stream completions. And let me see. Temperature 0. Calculate the time. I don't care about that. Chunk, print chunk. For chunk and chunk, print chunk. All right, we got that. And then we get all of these. See, that's the thing. So that's what we're getting. Streamers want to have a delta field rather than a message field. Delta can hold things like all this stuff. Let's see. Here we go. Iterate through the stream of events. Collected chunk dot append chunk message chunk dot choices dot 0 dot delta. Okay, there we go. Extract the message, save the message. So we need to okay, there we go. So that's basically what we need to do here. Okay, so that makes sense. Let's us create an array. Let's say we'll call it connect or building the response, right? Equals an array. And we will say building the response dot append, and we'll say like that. Okay. And if I but if I was to print this, all right, let me see if we do. No, that's not this markdown. We want let's see. So not this one. Let me see. Where's the one that we used the other? Oh my God. Let's see. Oh my goodness. IPython display markdown. Okay, so display markdown. All right, so if I go over here, oops, not there. Let's see what happens. So we're still getting this none thing. Oh, wait. Markdown expects text, not this. So we're getting the response. We're just not properly piecing it together. We're not getting the none though, so that's good. Building the response. Let's see. So if we were to have, well, no. All right, let's comment this out. Put this back in. Let me see how this is gonna display it. So this displays like that. None. I don't know where this none is coming from. Let's go here. Let me see. Where's my answer? is not the, where's my event? Print event. Let's comment this out. Let's comment this out. Okay, so choices, delta, content, then this. Okay, so we have choices, delta, content. All right, and if we say here, what would we just say display? Okay, so that's why, all right, so we have that. This line of code. So next up, we just need to be able to combine them with one another. So if we say display plus equal, invalid syntax. So we have the streaming, but why is it giving us the, why is it giving us the, why is it giving us the single quotes with it? So let's say open AI stream output on together, maybe? I don't know. Streaming, that's not it. Let's see. All right, stream output in the front end. So we have our, I don't know, we have our output, but it's not giving us exactly the way that we want it. And it's giving me these stupid quotes. So we just have to, it's just some Python code on how we are going to get it to display that the way that we want. But whatever. We'll pick that up on Monday. We are getting closer and closer. We have our output. It is streaming, not in the best way. This is like unreadable the way that this is. We're gonna have to strip out these quotation marks, and we're going to have to put them on the same line so it can look normal, useful, and helpful.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
But we'll leave it at that for now. We'll pick up on Monday, and we will continue that way, all right? So I didn't get to talk about it during the stream because I was thinking and I was trying to process this stuff, but I'll say this, right? I was thinking about this earlier this morning. The whole conversation, like, we spoke about many different things yesterday, right? The very first thing we spoke about was about the how does the daily scrum meeting go, and what goes into, you know, the daily scrum, your stand up and stuff like that. Then the second question that we spoke about yesterday was something totally unrelated to tech, but more about like how to personally deal with, you know, being inconsistent and stuff like that, right? But then in the questions that we're getting in the chat was about being dictated, like your work being dictated by your customers, which I disagree with, of course. But then it was like trying to connect the you personally dealing with trying to be more consistent in your life with which I said, like, you know, people play a big role in being inconsistent, because like you end up falling into to peer pressure and following them, and you know, like, although they have the best intentions, stuff like that. But it's like in the chat, it was, they were trying to make a connection, a correlation between people causing you to be inconsistent and people directing your, like, customers directing the way that you work on a day-to-day basis. So I'm like, which it made me think, like, you know what, if we cannot understand the difference in such a simple conversation between, like, the nuances of, all right, I want to accomplish XYZ, whether it's professionally, whether it's personally, and stuff like that, and how do I attain those goals that I have set for myself or for my team, versus how do I decide, how does a team decide what we're going to work on? Then I think that is part of the, like, that is a big part of the reason that you see so many people are frustrated and they're applying like crazy, you know, to see, like, to all these different jobs, and they're not getting any traction. They can't. I mean, I don't know I don't know at all the person that I was having the conversation with, but it just shows me the mindset of how we are not able to comprehend the differences of situations and the differences of circumstances. Like, I, for instance, working on, like the past 2 months, I have to be like really, really dedicated and focused to obtaining this goal, to prepare for competition for tomorrow. But that has nothing to do. So, like, if I have to separate myself from people so that I can stay focused, that has nothing to do with the things that I work on for my channel, for my job and things like that. So, I mean, and if we cannot see the difference in those, like, if we can't see the difference, then that is what is going to be causing us to not be able to perform in interviews, not be able to keep a job, not able to have a properly structured resume, not having people, you know, even want to work with us, right? Because we just become so narrow minded in our thought that it's like every little thing is exactly the same, and things are not the same. Things are very different, based on the situation that we're in, and we need to be able to adapt and adjust based on that. Just a simple jiu-jitsu situation, right? Example, I could be in a very good position in 1 second, and the person that I'm going against, they do a separate move, and now they're in a much better position than I'm in, and I need to adjust. Everything is not the same all the time. So if I'm having a conversation trying to help one person on, all right, how do you build consistency, resiliency, and things of that nature, that doesn't have anything to do with if they're on the job and they need to work as a team, as a unit. Actually, the information that I'm giving them about being consistent and more resilient and focused is going to benefit them when they come and work with the team and stuff like that. But they're not this. It's not always the same approach. It's about critical thinking, and when you are in a field, you don't get paid more for your experience, which your experience, like, you get paid for the way that you think. Now, the way that you think critically is built, like, you develop it over time, which is what the experience shows. That's why they say we want somebody with 10 years of experience. Those 10 years, they're expecting you to know how to navigate, to build that critical thinking on, like, you know, how to handle the pressure and stuff like that. But there's people who might be doing something for 20 years terribly, and they say exactly where they have been. So the only thing I want to wrap it up with is we need to be able to understand the differences in situations and nuances, to understand when somebody is giving insight on one thing over here, it doesn't necessarily tie in completely with a totally different. It's like me saying, oh, the way that I do tech or the way that I do jujitsu, it's 100,000% applicable to the way that Roxy does nursing. No, it doesn't work that way. You know, can there be some similarities here and there? Possibly, but I cannot apply the things that I do in tech to the things that Roxy does in nursing. It just doesn't work that way. So if you try to say, oh, because you said this for this situation, that means that Roxy has to do it that way in nursing. No, it doesn't work that way. So, and I think that is what leads to all of this chaos, this lack of ability to process these concepts is what leads to the chaos and the confusion and why people struggle to get to where they want to be. All right. So that's a thought that I had this morning based on that conversation from last night, where maybe there was some type of misunderstanding, miscommunication, who knows, right? But the fact that they would take a point that I made about how to build more consistency and apply that to what am I going to be working on a day-to-day basis and who's going to be directing that work. I found that mind-boggling to me. All right, but that's that. I just wanted to share that real quick. We're going to get out of here. Remember, we have our software explorations concept and overviews premiering at noon Eastern time today. Tomorrow night, I will not be physically live with you, but I will be putting a throwback episode of some stuff that we worked on for cybersecurity back in the days. And we are going to be having our episode of the Bug Bite on Friday. Saturday, most likely no show. Maybe I'll put something out there for you guys, but then we'll be back live in person on Sunday. Next week is going to be a travel week, so I'll figure something out with that as well. But yeah, so that is the plan. Let me check the chat one last time before we wrap it up and get up and out of here. Let me see. So I'm going to put this up again because I want you guys to keep Rod Brown, to keep my guy. What is this? Like, getting on my last. All right. So you guys keep this in mind. We got our true friend, Rod Brown. He has an interview for a director position this afternoon. Help him calm the nerves. Share your thoughts and your prayers with my guy, Rod Brown. He has nothing to be nervous about. This is his job. He's going out there and crush it. So, but you guys keep him in your thoughts and your prayers, and give him all the confidence in the world. All right. Let's see. Rod Brown says, I truly appreciate y'all. No, Rod Brown. Guess what? With the work of the Lord that you do, we appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And like I said earlier, we had Fanny P in the building. What's up, Fanny? Hopefully everything is going well with you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And Roxy says, goodbye, everyone. You guys have an amazing day. And I'm going to do the same. I am going to say goodbye as well. Truly appreciate you guys. I will be competing tomorrow, so I will keep you guys posted on how that goes. But the time has come. With that being said, I am going to get out of here. You guys have an amazing Wednesday, and I will see you guys in the chat. Take care. Have a blessed day.
We just show up and grind all day. Only results matter anyway. I straightforward, no time to play. Block out the noise, let nothing sway. We don't care what others pursue. Our focus sharp, our goal so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue. We just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see Johnson's drop. When we win, we own the lot. We don't care what others pursue. Our focus sharp, our goal so true. Their distractions ain't got a clue. We just win, that's what we do. Turn it up on the victory ride. We got heart and we got pride. Let the doubters run and hide. We're the force they can't deny. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Keep your eyes on the finish line. No looking back, no wasting time. We climb the ranks, we shine and shine. Success is drawn like a fine line. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Good. Yeah. Step by step we reach the top. We'll keep going, we won't stop. Watch us rise, see jaws drop. When we win, we own the lot. Yeah.